What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Hitting the Bars. It's your girl, Savvy Wabby One. She may sound under the weather, very on brand for it being fall. How are you, KOC?
Doing good. It just seems so fitting, like punny, that everyone gets sick in fall. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like it's falling, the weather's changing, you're under the weather. I'm like, it's moody, you're sick. It's almost like the universe wants you to have good vibes.
But
it's
like
sick
you'd
vibes.
think on an island, how the hell am I getting sick? It's 90 degrees out right now.
I mean, probably because you're not all trapped inside. No,
I think I know.
What?
I think Michael came back from a conference because he was sick. And then
I
I got it a week later. So I think people at travel and he was in fall weather. But how was your brother's wedding?
Oh, it was so fun. It was just like perfectly them, which is like all you want from a wedding. I feel like as long as it just like screams of the bride and groom, you're like, this is amazing. It was like a smaller one. We all stayed in this beautiful Airbnb and it was just like wholesome. It was just the closest family, their absolute closest friends. And it's really fun because so many of his friends are like the younger siblings of people I went to school with. So like seeing them, like haven't seen them in 10 years, but like two of them, I was friends with their oldest brothers, and like seeing them now as like grown men and they're at a wedding. And I was like, no, you were supposed to be 6 years old, little annoying brothers. And like seeing them grown up, and it's so fun. I officially have a sister. So that's real fun. And it was just a great time. It was beautiful. The weather, it was too hot at one point, which I felt for the guys in suits. But aside from that, like perfection.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What was their wedding song?
Like which one? Like that they walked.
Both. They danced and walked.
They walked
That
down.
tells you about the couple.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember when they walked down. It was instrumental. Oh, I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. I have it all written down. So they're both like kind of
You wrote it down?
Because I DJ'd, so I played the one. So I made I could
DJ'd?
Yeah, I DJ'd for them. That was one of their wedding gifts I got them, is so they didn't have to get a so I like was half DJ and half sometimes they just had like someone just play the song. Like we were kind of in the middle of nowhere. They rented this Airbnb, and so there was no band or anything like that. But
I love
like,
that.
I think, do I have
Were you
it written
MC
down?
as well?
No, thank God. That would have been hell. Like DB DJ was already too much. Their first dance was Mates of Soul. And they also danced to You'll Be in My Heart, like Tarzan.
Phil Collins?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so
stop. I love that. That song makes me cry. I think of little baby Tarzan every time.
It's so good. They didn't do the Phil Collins. They asked for a different rendition of it. But still, same vibe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I love it. That sounds wonderful.
How was your weekend?
Mazel tov to your family.
I know. My brother's a husband. My little brother is a husband.
How old is he?
That's crazy. He's in 28.
Oh, little brother. I forget you're a grandma. My weekend was good. You know, before I got violently ill, I swam a lot. I did this whole Pilates. So it started off with my friend wanting to come down from San Juan to go to Pilates. And well, I convinced her to do Pilates. And she was like, okay. Our other friend was going to join us. And everyone caught wind. Our friend group caught wind. We ended up having like the full class booked. It was so much fun. And like our friend Morgan, it was her birthday the previous week. And the Pilates instructors thought it was all for her birthday. And they got her cake. It was the cutest thing ever. We were like, absolutely, we'll celebrate Morgan again.
Got it.
And then we all like did breakfast and we swam. And let me tell you, there are two types of girls in this world. There are the type when you are like, let's have a beach day. Those girls that order the Prosecco, the champagne, they sit on the beach and they chat, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the girls that pull up with the snorkels, the fins. I had my fucking gloves out ready to grab some seashells.
Yeah.
And I love it. Our friend groups, we came back, we said, look what we hunted for. And we showed them our seashells. And they were like, look, we're feeling buzzed from our champagne. And we loved it.
It's
but
perfect.
Like, I am the girl that we were joking that like we should now get full on like suits. So like we don't, like burn, because I'm constantly burning. Anytime I stand in the sun, someone's like, Sav, you're already red. And I'm like, I know. And I put sunscreen on. Yeah. It turns into a tan, but still. So which one would you be? The champagne or would you be the snorkel?
Who do you think? Take a guess.
You do like the champagne, but
Mhm.
like I feel like you're active like me. Like I can't sit at a beach. That drives me
No,
nuts.
there is nothing I can't do for more than like 2 minutes than tan and sit. I got to be going. Like, I'll be drinking the champagne. I will run up. I'll take a little sip, cheers, be there. And then I'm cannonballing in the pool. Very pick me, very, very pick me of me, but I definitely am.
Why is that pick me of you?
I don't know. I just feel like when you try and like, I want to be both. You know what I mean? I was
Mm,
like, that pick me. I was like, yeah, I do enjoy to sit, but I'm not going to sit. I can't sit.
yeah.
So maybe it's not pick me. Maybe it's the opposite of pick me. I don't know which one's pick me. Actually, hot take. Who's the pick me?
Yeah,
Neither.
right?
Because let girls be girls.
Exactly. Yeah, because I feel like neither would be. But
I
both don't necessarily have the same idea of
mm,
the beach, right? Like
you
there
know.
was like my group of friends that we like are the snorkelers. We
Mhm.
were like, let's go to the cold plunge, let's sauna. And we're like literally constantly moving and
Yeah.
like doing activities for our bodies. And
Yeah.
then the other girls are like, really? We have to sit in the cold plunge for 3 minutes? And we're like, uh-huh, come on, we're doing it.
I will say the best friend group is 50-50 of those girls. Hear me
Yeah.
out. Because if you're jumping into the water, who's watching your stuff? So the girl's sitting there watching stuff, but then also they feel slightly guilty that like, oh, we're just sitting here enjoying, we should be doing something. But no, you have a responsibility to watch the thing. So suddenly you're sitting there is an act of kindness and servitude.
Yes.
So you are being like, and you know what I mean? So you're being responsible and you just get a guilt-free sit there. So it's like a
Yes.
match made in heaven. We need each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. I agree. So I have a question for you.
Mm,
Have you seen the movie The Uglies yet?
I have not.
Okay, everybody, stop what you're watching and watch this movie. This book, it's based on a book when I was a child that I read. And the storyline is dystopian. It's very Hunger Games, divergent
Love,
in the way
love.
there's no game, but it's like when
Mhm,
you turn 16, you get a surgery that makes you perfect, right?
mhm,
Physically, mentally, and like the whole idea is so like
mhm.
you don't die of cancer. Like it's impossible for you to
Ah,
get sick.
yeah.
But like you're like this hybrid. So, anyways, you guys need to watch it. Michael and I watched it on Friday. He's like, does it live up to the book? I'm like, I don't really remember the book. It's been so long. All I remember is like main points. But the cast was Joey King. I love
Mhm.
her. And Chase Stokes from Outer Banks.
Oh,
And when I
yes.
tell
Good
you,
casting.
they made him so dirty in this, in the sense of he doesn't look good. He gets the
Wow.
surgery. His character gets the surgery. That happens within the trailer. So I'm
Yeah.
literally not spoiling anything. And the way he looks insane because he's already so quote unquote pretty. They just made
Mm.
him look like
Oh,
the mix between Ken dolls and rubber Santa Claus in the Santa Claus 2.
it's a great reminder of like a perfect guy. Like it doesn't act like the hottest guys don't actually look perfect. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like then there's something like off like Christian Bale, American Psycho starts to happen when they look, you know what I mean, too chiseled jaw and all this. It's like, no, they're like, when you stare too hard at a very handsome guy's face, you're like, your face is kind of crooked when you think about it, but still attractive.
It's endearing. It's
Hmm.
you kind of want a man that's a little rough around the edges to an extent,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Oh, I need to
But you
see
guys
this.
like I need to know if you guys feel the same way because
Hmm.
if I was him, I would be like with the AI that they did to his face.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, he came out pretty. Michael and I were like, oh, no, 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 you were prettier before.
Yeah.
And I just need to know because he gets like 2
Mm,
surgeries. It gets worse for him.
that's
And
crazy.
y'all need to let me know.
Then it
What
makes
is
me
your hot
ask,
take?
oh, just one quick
Oh,
hot take to add to that. If they're
what?
all becoming perfect and so everyone's the same, so are you no longer perfect? You and I've always thought about that. If everybody's perfect, isn't nobody perfect?
Well, the point
Yeah.
is like they're classified as like the pretties. Every human
Ah,
has to get this surgery.
yeah.
And like if you don't, you're outcasted, like sent to the woods. Like that's where
Oh,
the Hunger Games kind of thing comes
ooh.
in, where you're like a weirdo. So like I think the pretties is just like a way of life of like you're pretty, you don't have to worry anymore. You made it to that point before getting sick and like you got
Okay.
to watch the show. You got I
Okay.
can't give away what happens when you're pretty cuz then it'll
Okay.
ruin the story.
Because my rationale is like, if we all look like Kim Kardashian, everyone looks the same. And you know what I mean? That's where my mind
Yeah.
starts to go with that. But I guess I'll watch the movie. But there's my thought starter of
Yeah.
if we're all perfect, nobody's perfect. So there's no point trying to be perfect.
Exactly. What's your hot take?
My hot take. Have you watched The Real Lives of Mormon Wives?
Okay, no, I have not.
Oh my God.
And I don't think I'm going to because it sounds really depressing.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I just need to know because I didn't follow Mum Talk at all. I just remember hearing the headlines of one was a swinger and that was the extent of it. But then I think we have the same manager because my manager was like posting with them and be like, so proud of these girls, all this. So like, I'm like 1 degree away. I'm one hot take, like just one phone call being like, Danielle, spill all the tea. But you know, I mean, I gotta play my cards right. But anyways, so suddenly I was like, I gotta support Danielle. So I gotta watch this whole thing. And then I got hooked. It's like what the Kardashians used to give us in terms of drama. Like, regardless, like I could see how it's a little depressing, but I give these girls props. Like, you know, some reality television people come and give you nothing. They give almost everything. A few things they don't. But here's where my not hot take is, but just like I was curious if anyone else is having this experience. Watching it is like making me relive all of like the impact religion had on me as a kid. Now, I wasn't like super religious, but I was born and baptized Catholic and like grew up going to church and holidays. My grandparents were really religious. My parents weren't. And like I went to a Catholic school and all that. And it keeps reminding me how I was so jealous of the Mormons. And I want to know if this is a universal belief. Like I was like, Catholic is so boring. And I saw all the Mormons, they were all good at sports. They were all beautiful. They all had great grades. And I just remember being like, why did I get stuck with this one? That one looks awesome. Now seeing it, I'm like, there's definitely some flaws in that. You could debate it's a cult. You could debate all religions a cult. But it just like, I was wondering if anyone, like, anytime I see it, I'm just like, oh, I forgot. We used to talk about those things all the time when like religion was a bigger part of like daily life growing up. And then just like that being said, I just remember being obsessed with Mormons. And now I'm obsessed with them again.
Are they on the show Mormons or are they ex-Mormons?
They're all Mormons, and then there's like different variations. Like there's the two groups, and that's kind of the good and the bad. They call them the
saints and the sinners. Exactly. I've heard of this.
And then the saints are very devout Mormons, and then the other ones bend the rules a lot. So like it's kind of it's cool they do teach you about a lot of things, I feel, but it doesn't clearly state this person's going to church every week. This person's doing exactly that. But they kind of paint it as they bend the rules. They stick with the rules. But there's actually a bunch of YouTubers reacting to it. I watched this one YouTuber who's like an ex-Mormon and she's reacting. And like she just like explains it all. It's fat. Like I'm down a wormhole and I'm like, it's a fascinating wormhole. So I don't know if it's good or bad publicity for the church, but my whole algorithm is bad. Now Mormon.
I do find, okay, just nobody cancel me for this, but I do, growing up, there was a stigma. And I don't know if you had this as well in your school. The Mormons were the wild ones. They were in my school, they were the ones that would wear puffy sleeves covering their shoulders to the dance. And the minute it was over, like their parents left, those sleeves came right off and they were like the crazier, more daring ones in the group. Like that. And like, that's literally the stigma Michael's or his school had. Did you have that in school?
No, all the Mormons I knew in school were goody two shoes. Like they were perfect. They were like, that's why I was like, you guys aren't real. They were all great at sports, grades look perfect. Like but I will say a lot of them, college hits at 18 and they get let loose. And some went a little wild. Wild. But that's not just Mormons. I'd say like I knew a bunch of Christians and Catholics and all that. They're just, and you go away your first year of college and I just remember being at college parties and it was always the most Christian. You were like, whoa.
Definitely. Oh yeah. I mean, I grew up in a very conservative viewpoint for a long time with like more like my dad. My mom was never like that. She didn't care what I did. She was like, as long as you're safe, I'm happy. My dad was over here like made me go to church twice, 3 times sometimes a week. Made me sign paperwork, everything. And I think it was a way of him just like protecting his daughter, you know? I think I'd do the same thing if I had a daughter. I'd scare her. I'd be like, you will know, like you're not going to rebel. But so I grew up very, very religious because of it. And I went a little crazy when I went to college. I wasn't crazy like promiscuous because I was scared of boys, but I drank a lot. I mean, I was still too scared to even do drugs. I feel like drugs are more normal now, where back then I still think they're terrifying, but I can't even like eat an edible without being terrified. But like I don't know. I can see where people that do feel sheltered, they just don't have that chance, or like it's so hush hush and shamed that when you do get to do it, then you almost like go too into it. Like, I mean, I was a freshman in college when I did it. So it was like, I was just a crazy blacked out drunk all the time. Right. And that's expected the school that I went to. But still, it probably could have been avoided if it was just more normalized when I was younger, of like drinking and like not drinking to get drunk. But then again, I don't know. Maybe that's just a way of life. If you are raised in that environment, maybe you're just destined to rebel a little bit.
I feel, and this is where I'm like, oh, parenting, that's going to kick me in the shins. But kids are going to be rebellious. If you're going to be like, you can't do that. Kids, myself included, I'm like, why? Like, you don't do, like, until you do it for yourself, you never know. And I feel sometimes if you're super strict, it just like prolongs it, and then they try and do everything at once. On the flip side, if you let kids get a little rebellious too young, they go down the wrong path. So it's like, how do you perfectly control the level of rebellion? That's just like I definitely had like my more rebellious stage, but I was like, oh, I feel I'm going to give my mom a little credit. I feel like it was kind of eased in, but there was definitely like a 2-year path where it was like, oh, yeah, that was the bad 2 years.
And that's why I'm like, maybe everybody has that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think of it, my mom never made me feel like I couldn't do anything. It was always my dad. But I mean, if you have a divorced household, I think everybody knows this, like that does have a divorced house, right? Like if you go to dad's, those are the rules. If you go to mom's, then these are the rules. Definitely. But I mean, if you want to rebel, then you're like, I'm just going to go stay at mom's. But
fully.
Yeah. So you like the show.
Love it.
I don't know why. I heard about everything. I saw the drunk videos of Taylor, the whole thing when it happened. But there's something about, do you feel this way where like if you hear about something really sad, or like that lifestyle like seems really depressing, like all the swinging and like they're fighting and it sounds like, I've heard from the toast like storylines, to me it's like I feel like I'll feel it too much, like I'll feel really sad for them, like an empath in a way of like, do you feel this way? Like I can't watch certain reality TV shows because if it's a depressing topic, like Selling Sunset right now is super depressing, their storylines, I hate it, I won't watch it.
I guess it depends. Like, it depends on what kind of mood you're in. Like, sometimes I agree, like, something's too depressing, I'm just not in the mood. But also sometimes I'm just, like, super fascinated by a topic. So, like, for this, like, I'm just fascinated by different religions and people being brought up. And then, like, that whole topic and just, like, researching other religions, I find so fascinating. So, like, for me, it was, like, even though there's depressive things, I'm like, no, I want to hear these people lived experience and get to know them. So I can be, like, overly, so it just depends what outweighs like your curiosity, because you're so curious, you're not necessarily emotionally attached as much. And it's reality television, so I feel no matter what, I know it's like, obviously people can be manipulated, but I know it's overhyped. So anything that's that sad, I'm always like,
scripted.
How is it edited? So even that, I'm just fascinated, like watching it. I'm like, oh, was that scripted or was that real? Was that set up? Did they plan her to come to that party? And you know what I mean? Like, that's how I watch those things. I'm like, what's the script behind it?
Yeah, totally. I wonder, we should take personality tests because I wonder if it's a certain personality. Like, because think of people that like true crime, but then there's others that are really like, they'll have nightmares,
hate it.
right? So it's like
true crime.
I don't know what it is though, but it's like, it will like fuck me up. I will think about it. Like I can't read sad books. I can't watch things about sickness. I will be messed up. I will like think about it constantly. So this is the one show I was like, oh, I'm so fascinated by it, but I'll just get the Spark Notes from TikTok because it's like, I don't know. It just sounds really sad. Like, but then I don't know the storyline really. I only knew the swinging, the drunk. So in my head, I was like, oh, that sounds like their families fell apart, but I don't know what happened. I haven't really looked into the show.
I'll say it is more empowering. Like there's definitely some sad parts, but I found it very empowering. Like it's definitely about a group of women like trying to not rebel against the Mormon church, but like get women's rights and like standing up and being like quite progressive. So I found it was like did a really good job of like showcasing like how much women were considered like second-class citizens to their husband in the church. And like they do great examples. Like they show the ones who are still stuck in that. And then they have a couple girls who are divorced and got remarried into it. And then the stigma behind that. But then they're so like women empowerment and like, not to be like TMI, like they have like talks about like sex and all that. But like, I don't want to like give away any spoilers, but it's fascinating. And it's just like really cool to know. I think that's a big thing with a lot of people with religion is like it progressing with the modern times. And like, you can tell they are kind of part of that, whether it be women's rights, LGBTQ plus rights, like all those, like, I feel it falls into that. I'm like, I love it. I love seeing women even talk about vibrators. I'm like, that's so taboo that a woman could have pleasure in sex. Like just like that. So I found it more empowering than sad. Like I was like, go girls, go girls.
Oh, I love that. I love that viewpoint. Okay. I'm like, if I heard that opposed to the depressing things I hear about, it would make me watch it.
Drama sells.
But I think maybe,
sells.
the drama is what I'm seeing. So are you watching Selling Sunsets? Speaking of reality TV?
I think I stopped halfway through the second. As soon as Christine left, I won't lie, Christine left and I left. I tried to rewatch it and then it felt like fake petty drama. And I was like,
oh, it is.
Christine held the show. Christine held the show. Every once in a while it's background. Now it's just background. Like I want a pretty house in the background of my apartment. That's the only time it's on.
Totally. Okay. I won't really talk about it, but I will say Sophia with an F went on.
Yeah.
And this girl's casually buying these, like, she's a client. She like goes on looking, I don't remember how much the house was, 3 or 5 million. But I was like, damn, go off, queen. Like I love that like they're bringing more influencers into these things because smart cookies. But yeah, I'm like, you're telling me this is gonna be your second home and but then I get it. Maybe it's a reality TV show. I don't know. Maybe it's not real. But I'm sorry if I'm trying to save some money, I might just go rent an apartment for a second home. Not buy a $3 million home. But I don't
pretend
know
to buy.
I didn't know she was that successful. Maybe that's what it is.
True. I guess she's got to get views. You know what I mean? Just from that drama.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think she got on Celebrity Guests and all that. So she probably gets crazy downloads.
True. Well, go
not
off.
Call her daddy downloads.
Great. No.
But
I mean, she's the queen, the ultimate queen. Okay. Last question. Have you bought ankle weights? Have you ever thought about it?
I get, this is going to be so unrelatable. I'm sorry. I get sent a lot. Like they just pop
ankle
up.
Weights?
Like there's, the little banded ones, like the cute ones that like you can also use as wristbands. Yeah. They just, I won't lie. It's like one of those things that I'm like, I could use 1,000 other things. I don't need another set of ankle weights because then I just lose them. So I have like 10 sporadically around my apartment. I have no idea where they are. But yes, I do have them. So thank you to every brand.
Lucky, you little influencer, because
I don't get any makeup.
I've never been gifted this.
It's a weird thing that I obnoxiously get. And I'm not like one of those crazy people that can do those unboxes. It's just a weird thing that Keltie ankle weights. That's how we get it.
Wow. I'm jealous.
Ankle weights.
Okay, noted. When I come see you, I'm going to steal some.
If you can find them.
If I can find them.
I lose them. So maybe that's why they keep sending them. They know I
don't know how you lose weighted ankle straps, but
I don't know either.
Well, I bought some. And let me tell you, I looked at the Bala bands that everybody buys. Those are so expensive.
Yeah.
I just bought Amazon. Like, they might not look as trendy, but like I am so excited to do some hot girl walks in those and like maybe get a little arm exercise in while I'm doing it. I like it. I'm newfound love for them. So I guess you've been rocking them and I just haven't.
No, that's the thing is they get sent and they get lost and they don't get used. So like something it's like, I'm going to put these there because this time I'm going to use them. And I put them somewhere dumb. And one day I'm going to move and there's going to be just a bag of 80 ankle weights. And I'll be like, cool, I'm going to sell this and buy a home and be on sunset with my ankle weights.
They go for an expensive pop. So
I'm not buying them myself. Like I'll gladly take them. I'm not buying them. But
it pained me to buy them. But I was like, I really want these.
They look so cute.
I'm going to use them. I walk every day. I know.
This one Edmonton, I was going to say this one Edmonton influencer, she's got like a wellness podcast. She wears them on her wrists when she like cleans her apartment. And I just sit there and I'm like, oh, you're peak wellness. You are better than us. And I don't say that ironically. Like, I'm just like, wow.
Chic.
She's just,
Truly.
she's cleaning and it looks effortless. And then you look at her wrists. I'm like, oh, but she's got what? Better than us. Couldn't be me.
Habit stacking. right
Yes,
there.
literally.
Okay, I love that. All right, well, enough chatter. Let's get into today's topic. We were just honestly want to shoot the shit, talk some pop culture like we already are, but I had a few segments to go over. I looked up some health articles and I just thought these were interesting. So, number one, random, but there are two activities that I want you to guess that are like supposed to fight aging the most. Health
Just
wise.
guess.
I want you to guess. Yep. These two regular exercises that are essential for healthy living, but also great for brain health.
Brain healthy. Usually there's some research on like HIIT, so VO2 max training, so a bit of sprinting. And then there's also on weight training. And then you could also go into zone 2 and walking, but those will be my two guesses for this article.
Wait, you just said like three things.
That's why I said my guesses, the first two were the sprints / HIIT and then weights. And then also there's the other ones, but for this article, I'm submitting those two.
Wah, wah, wah.
What this article say?
You said the third one. That's why I clarified. You would have gotten a point. So, number one is walking, and it strengthens the connections between the brain circuits for emotional processing, problem solving, and memory. So I thought that was so cool. They just give you advice 20 minutes a day, go for a walk, and it'll reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease, which I think is amazing.
Love.
So you were close. You were super close.
I knew it's one of them, but
yeah.
You know what? There's articles could debate mine too. So I was like, oh, what one is this article on? So
yeah,
there's a few. Exercise helps with longevity. We'll put it that much. So
yeah,
we'll go that way.
Absolutely. Okay. Next one is dancing.
Oh, okay. No, I have heard that. Yes, I have heard that. Oh, good. That's a good one.
Yeah. So body movement, decision-making, musical awareness, and an emotional state all at once is like a great workout for your body and your brain, which it just requires like rapid thought process, which I think is cool.
I love it. I will say one caveat why weight training is the most important, because most people die from falling when they get older. It's one of the biggest causes of death. And the one of the biggest ways to prevent it is weight training. So that's why I submitted weight training. So there's a fun little fact for y'all that it's more important than just a bigger booty.
Okay. I love it. All right. Segment 2. I thought this was really cute. Have you heard of this 80-year-old? She has social media. Her name's Elaine Paddor.
Is it the muscle mummy one?
Oh, I don't know, but there was an article based on her.
Okay, tell me. I wonder if it's her.
80 years old, this is the exact strength routine that she follows to stay fit and healthy. And I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to go over it because she's 80 years old and she looks amazing from this article.
I was like, while you're reading it, what's her name again? I want to see if it's the
Elaine Paddor.
Elaine.
I think I'm not saying it right. It's like Paddor. Let me pull it up.
Elaine.
Women's Health wrote about it.
It gave me the photo of a frog.
Oh my God. A frog?
Women's Health. It's not coming up.
I think you're spelling it wrong because it came up. Oh, Summer Fit Coaching is her name.
Okay. I think it's someone completely different.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Actually, I think this is like somebody that trains her. Laura Summers trains her. I don't know who that is, but she's like all over her page. So anyways, point being, I was like, I kind of want to know what this 80-year-old says. So, oh shoot, I lost. Great. Hold on. I lost my article.
Oh no, we got too deep in the research.
Too deep in the research, too high on my cold medicine. Okay. Here we go. Lifting weights and challenging the last 5 reps of each set. I know you have something to probably add on with that because you love that.
So say it again. Sorry, I was trying to find her name.
The multitask of us. Lifting weights and challenging the last 5 reps of each set.
Definitely lifting weights, 100%. Like there's nothing better. And then challenging last few sets. You should be doing things. You don't have to train to failure. I think that's a misconception. But you want to train for strength. Definitely seems to be the research. The older you get, that's everything I read. You just want to get strong. So if you're not doing those like fatigue muscles, like pushing close to your 1 rep max, whether it be at a weight that's only 10 reps, you're feeling it for 7 to 10. Moral of the story is you don't just want to be lifting something you can lift 50 times. Yeah. And so I'd agree with that. I like that.
Okay. Consistency and good form are key.
Oh, 100%. That's
Agreed.
really that over everything.
I know. I think people often forget the form. They just want how heavy or they want how many. And it's like, hello, you're just going to like end up being an 80-year-old with a bad back if you do that.
100%.
Right? I thought this one was cute. Forming friendships in the gym inspires and motivates her to like actually show up.
Another big chronic thing that leads to Alzheimer's and dementia, the more research they're doing, is just lack of social interaction. It's so big. That's like isolation. Any elder that's isolated, it's just like direct path to Alzheimer's and dementia, it seems to be. So right there, I'm like, it's 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Get
the
healthy
blue
and social
zones,
life. Actually,
I mean,
want to know a little tea about the blue zones that just came out?
What?
It could all be completely BS. Hear this out. It could be pension fraud. I heard this on the radio today. So I got to get more into it. So this could be misinformation. I'm diving into it. So a little sneak peek. But yeah, they're doing it like a lot of these people that are living to 100 don't exist. They died, or they died 3 times, or they exist, but like they you know, and there's no death certificates, all this. So there's some rumors going out that some of these blue zones with these like centenarians are actually people with pension fraud. And so their families are like doing that to get money. So I'm going to dive more into it, but that is some tea I heard this morning. Tea. It could all be fake.
The irony that you heard it this morning.
I know.
That's kind of a sign. That's synchronistic, if you ask me.
The world wants me to get the message out there.
Okay, well, you know, she didn't say that. The blue zones, they fight over their old people, okay? They like want to house them. They love them. I mean, not that you don't love your old people, but they don't just put them in a home and like say bye-bye. So it like one of the big things in the blue zone was like they had a sense of community, purpose, and want, right? Which
I will say there is like, whenever you see the stats of places that have the highest life expectancy, and you just see countries as wholes and like places like that still adds up. So I feel all the properties of blue zones are good, but I think we'd like dive down like a little bit too much of this like specific tiny region. That might be a little false, but like I feel everything it's promoting is still going to be the same of community, make your own food, move a lot. It seems to always be everywhere. Like you just see old people with friends and being social. They're always like the happiest and live the longest and seem to be the most youthful.
Definitely. And you know, most importantly, they always have a glass of wine.
That's really, what's life without that?
Truly. Okay. Next, aging deserves to be celebrated and embraced. I agree. Easier said than done. Coming from a girl that's been getting her Botox since she was like 25. But I do agree. And then your mindset creates your reality. I love that.
That's so cute. Oh, it's great advice. Great advice. We need to listen to the elders more.
Yeah. I have a tattoo on my finger that like not a lot of people know. That's like, it's a Viking symbol for create your own reality. Because I loved that. I like that sentiment of like, you're not stuck in like what you were born in or whatever your reality is at the moment. I love the idea of like, you can just create it. Like your mindset creates your reality. I think that's so beautiful, right? So go get it tatted, guys.
Everyone, I'll be on my forehead next podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Did I tell you guys what my sister-in-law wanted to do for tattoos?
No, but now you got it.
Oh my gosh. We were in New York. And I said, guys, let's get our ears pierced. Because I mostly just want to get my ears pierced. And I was like, let's make it a girly swirly thing. Everyone's like, I'm game, let's do it. My sister-in-law, bless her soul, doesn't drink often. She's drinking on this trip. She's drunk. And she's like, let's get tats. And I'm like, whoa. I didn't say tattoo.
Yeah.
I said ear piercing. But okay, let's hear it out, drunk girl. I'm like, what would you like to get? She always wants to get tattoos. And I'm like, I don't want to get a tattoo. Like, I'm pretty happy with what I have at the moment. She goes, well, we could have the initials of our name. My mom's name, your name, and my name. The 3 of us on this trip. And I said, I'm so sorry, but I don't want an initial of you or your mom on my body. But no. I'm like, you guys are related. Like, I have married into the family and I love you guys. But no. I'm going to do that with my mom until that, you know? So then I was like, okay, no, that's super weird. Cute for you guys, though. What's your next one? She says 2024. And I said, why 2024? She goes, because of this trip. It was just a New York trip. I was like, oh my God, Kelsey. And so I'm like, no, this is horrible ideas. I clown on her. The next morning, I'm like, you still want to get 2024 tattooed? She was like, no, I was drunk. But it just cracks me up. And I just feel like a lot of people get bad tattoos because of that.
Oh, fully. It's just like, you know, when you meet a girl in the washroom and you're drunk, you're like, we're going to be best friends. I love you so much. Like, oh my God. And the next friend, you're like, I don't even know who the heck that girl was. Like, you know what I mean? It's just in the moment, she's like, this is the best trip ever. I'm drunk. I'm in New York. In the morning, you're like, oh no, this is just a random trip to New York.
Like, totally.
So,
but sometimes it is good because my best friend from college, she was so drunk maybe a week after I met her, freshman year. And she's like blacked out, classic freshman girl. I'm like walking down. I'm like, oh, hi, let me take you home. You're super drunk. So I take her back to the sorority and she says, you're going to be my maid of honor. And I was like, that's so sweet of you. And that's what I said because I didn't know her because it'd been a week. She was like, oh my God, you're not saying it back? And she like proceeds to cry and is upset. And I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Then, you know, she's so drunk, she doesn't even remember saying that to me. I don't say a word to her about it. We become best friends the rest of the time. We live together. We study abroad together. She moves to Huntington after college. I finally tell her this. Like, you said this to me. I think I had a video of it as well.
Yeah.
And she was my maid of honor. Ironically, it's Jordan.
That. Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
Oh my God. That's so, maybe she just subconsciously like just knew. And you were oblivious. Maybe. She had a That's So Raven moment and she was like, oh, this can be, and then you just weren't on the wavelength and she's sitting there and be like, get on my wavelength.
Yeah. She was like, we're going to be besties. And I was like, I believe it, but I don't know if I can say that. And here, she wore me down. Wore me down.
She knew.
So when she gets married, that's going to be my speech.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yep. And the video.
Got it.
Okay. Segment 3. These are unique Halloween costumes that you'll want to wear for 2024. Are you ready for this?
Let's see if I want to. Okay, go.
Okay. Bridgerton Diamond of the Season.
I don't watch Bridgerton, so what?
Oh, God damn it.
What? I don't know any reference. I just know the main characters, so I don't know the reference.
Diamond of the Season for Bridgerton is like the girlies that the queen's like, she's hot. Like, pick her up. So, it's like these... Okay, they look like nightgowns in my opinion, but it's Bridgerton gowns. And you could wear a Bridgerton gown and be the diamond of the season. Quite clever in my opinion.
I like that. I might just do that. I've never even seen the show. I just like that concept.
Yeah. Okay, next, Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And I think that's because of...
Yeah. It's going to be number 1 by far.
Yeah. Did you ever watch it?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Was it good?
It was good. Like, it was very eye-opening. Like, it's one of those ones that's like really cool to see that, but it's also kind of sad actually to see like how hard it is and like how talented these women are. And like one of them, the head cheerleader, like they make no money and she's also a full-time nurse. And then she's the head of this and they make like absolutely nothing. And Cowboys is literally the number 1, maybe it could be second next to Madrid, but the most profitable sports team on earth. And these cheerleaders are the only recognizable cheerleaders on earth, and they don't make a livable wage because it's kind of like doing like what the NCAA said, like they should just do it for the passion. Fuck your passion. Like, no, that's tell the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, just do it for the passion. Like it was like, I think it was really cool for that. Like, I hope they get a lot of publicity because like those are those things in life that it's like the men get paid so much. And yes, I'm not going to pretend like the cowgirl, the cheerleaders are going to bring as much fans as the Cowboys, but it's like just part of the whole thing. It's like saying, oh, the coach doesn't deserve it or that the refs don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Just because they're not the star quarterback. So I thought it was, I hope, good publicity and just because you got to see how hard it is, what they do. So yeah.
It's on my watch list.
Got it. It's good.
Love
it's
that.
Good. You'll get hooked.
Outfits on fleek. Okay.
Oh, so cute.
So cute. All right, next up, ranch dressing. And I was like, I didn't understand this. And so I looked into it. It's I should understand it. It's a true Swiftie deep cut costume, apparently. That pays homage to a seemingly ranch, one of the biggest memes of the early days of Taylor and Travis's relationship. In case you missed it, one of the biggest Taylor fan accounts tweeted that the pop star was spotted enjoying chicken fingers with ketchup and seemingly ranch at the Chief game, which I do remember that.
I do remember that. I was like, that's a deep cut. That's a deep
cut.
I feel you have to be like, you can't just go as ranch. You have to go like with ranch and a chicken nugget, or be like half ranch, half ketchup. Like I'd be half ranch, half ketchup. You be chicken nugget. We go there.
Yeah.
And like, that's a solid costume, but just ranch. I'm like, people just assume it's ranch. Like, I don't even think the Swifties will catch on.
No, I agree. And like someone else needs to be Taylor Swift. You got it. Yeah. And then we need a basket or something. You need to have layers. Maybe it's a group project. Yeah.
Oh, if it was a group project, like one person's ranch, one's Travis, one's Taylor, one's the nugget, one's the random little dollop of ketchup. Like that's a great team costume. That's a great team costume.
Yeah.
The dog, the dog has to be the nugget. You have to have a dog as the chicken nugget. Yes. And then you're the ranch and the Taylor. And no. Dog, nugget, you, Taylor Swift, boyfriend, ranch.
Love.
I mean, iconic. Now Love. It's iconic.
Absolutely. Okay, next up, Alphaba from Wicked. I don't think I'm saying the name right, but Wicked's coming out, people. Mm-hmm. So you can be Glinda or Glendale, whatever her name is, and this is Ariana Grande's character, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm so separated from it. I can't remember anything. So I got to watch it with a fresh pair of eyes. So I'm excited for that.
I know. Me too. Okay. Next, Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup. I don't know why I said that weird.
That is funny. If like a that's a good group. Like you know what I mean? Yeah. Or if you want to be real advanced, I think it'd be really funny if like people were different like parts of it. Like one person's a straw, one's the lid, one's the cup, one's the ice cube, and you can just keep layering it on as like a group project.
Who wants to be the lid? Come on.
I'd be the lid. You know what I mean? It's probably the least annoying.
Really? You just wear it on your back. Into a door.
You just wear it on your back, turn sideways. Versus like being in the big
Stanley lid.
Yeah. And then you know what I mean? Those projects and they like come together as one. You know, you stack together. It'd be pretty funny.
Hard. We're giving the hot college girls ideas right now.
Oh yeah, sexy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Taylor Swift Eras Tour.
I mean, that's going to be everywhere. It's got.
I mean, I want to be that. I want to be Hannah Montana actually this year, and smart. I just want a chance to wear the wig. If I'm being honest, I want to see if I can pull off front bangs. So.
I like it. Good idea. Yeah. Good idea.
And like wear a sparkly dress and like maybe a really sparkly small scarf.
Yeah.
I think yes.
Also bonus, if you just want to be good for the environment, you went to the Eras Tour, just repurpose your Era Tour for Halloween. Boom. Like if you like the girls who went like all out, just wear it again.
Well, aren't you so environmentally friendly?
I'm
Keltie?
perfect. I'm perfect.
You're perfect.
I've never made a mistake. I've never accidentally thrown a can in the trash ever in my life.
I'm over here like, wait, no, you could be vigilante shit, then you could be lover, and then you could be I'm like planning it all out. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs Travis Kelce super fan is what one said.
Super fan specifically.
Kill me now.
It's going to be like the default. Like there's going to just be so many men that didn't want to dress up and they're just throw on the Kansas City Chief jersey. That's going to be the default for the boys. And they always need one for the guys who just would show up as nothing. So yeah, I'll give them that. Yeah.
Beetlejuice for the movie that's coming out. I love this movie.
It's coming out. I feel it's such a classic too.
It's out.
I think it is too. Actually, I think of it. I lost track.
But I love that movie. I can't wait to see it. Cowboy Barbie. I loved her outfit in the movie. Could see that. Weren't you Cowboy Barbie last year?
No, I wasn't. But I just genuinely dress up like Cowboy Barbie a lot. Or was I?
I'm pretty positive you were.
I know. Why can't I remember my costume?
With like Megs, like you guys went out.
Oh yeah, we were. But no, I was just Barbie. I wasn't Cowboy Barbie. I was just Barbie. But at one point I was gonna be Cowboy Barbie. But I just went Barbie.
Look so cute with the outfit. Please be Cowboy Barbie.
I do have a full on, but it's not pink, but I've got like a baby blue sequence cowboy hat and boots. So that can be my backup. It's too easy. I
want the pink.
I know.
With your hair.
I know.
You will look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you can be Hannah Montana.
Barbie the rest of my life. It's just too easy default. Like last minute, throw on pink, boom, Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a last minute costume.
Yeah, all of these costumes, by the way, you can purchase. So like basically, they're like the ones that are like available at Party City that people are going to be buying, which is funny.
There we go.
Okay, last three. Joy from Inside Out. Haven't seen it. Don't think you have either.
Yep. Not.
Deadpool versus Wolverine. There's literally a costume of both of them, which is just funny.
Yeah.
and then Sabrina Carpenter's espresso, where you're like a freaking frappuccino.
Oh, that's funny.
Actually, funny, but like,
I feel you can do like a whole Sabrina Carpenter lore. Like, you know what I mean? She's got so many. You can do espresso. You could be the alien at the VMAs that she made out with. Like, you could just do like, you can be one of her and then one be what's his face. Oh my God, why am I blanking on her boyfriend / she might be ex-boyfriend?
I think it's Barry. You talking about Shawn Mendes? Because that was some tea on the
Honestly,
VMAs.
throw that in there. Someone be Camilla, someone be Shawn. Like, go.
June
I love lore. Like, just go full Sabrina Carpenter universe. We're no longer just Marvel universe. We're like Sabrina. It's a Pop Girlies universe. Taylor Swift universe. Like Tabor Cray universe. Like, go make your own universe for the girls.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I left the other three. I'll just say them quickly. Renea Targaryen from House of Dragon. I love that show.
Classic.
Sorry, I said the name wrong. Caroline, I weirdly love, or Coraline. Sorry, Coraline. That is an old, I want to say Tim Burton film. I don't know if it's actually Tim Burton who produced it, but it's that like kind of claymation, creepy, eerie type of movie. If you've never seen it, you need to watch it. It's like one of my favorite movies.
Oh, that's one I forgot existed.
It's just really artistic. I don't know. It's super good. And I would love to be here for Halloween. And Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
Oh my God.
Sandy Cheeks.
That's what I was like when you said it. That's a good one. Classic.
Isn't that funny? I was like, good. Oh my God, I would love to be Sandy Cheeks. Okay. Well, we are going to end on a hot or not game for fitness girlies. And I want your honest take on it, on the hot or not. Okay.
Hit me.
We'll start off easy. Meal prepping. And be realistic. Is it hot for you or is it not?
It's not what's good for you. I hate it. I wish it was just done. So I despise it. So not, but it is hot. The process is too much for me, but I try.
Okay, I agree. My qualm with meal prepping is I hate leftover food.
See,
it's not fresh.
I don't mind leftovers. It's just the process of like, and I live in such a small kitchen. Like my kitchen is literally this big. I have this much counter space. So it's just, I got to use the floor. It's not hot.
Floor.
Yeah, because there's nowhere space. I got to put the, like, if I ever tried to meal prep, I have to put the counter things on the ground because there's no table
like
space.
Cutting strawberries on the floor?
No, like, you know what I mean? Like while you're balancing everything. So I'm prepping on my this big counter space, and where the Tupperwares, they're on the sides. So then I got to scoop it up, go on the floor, shove her in. Not hot. Not hot.
No. I love it though. Okay. Fitness trackers.
I mean, not for everyone, but I love them. Obsessed.
Yeah.
Toxically.
Like if you're a numbers girly, you love fitness trackers. Like Apple Watch. But all I need is an Apple Watch. I need nothing else. Like, the Oura Ring sounds cool, but I don't need it. I just need an Apple Watch.
Yeah. You just need the Apple Watch for your runs or rings for your sleep. And that's I've tried them all. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I have two.
Okay, next one. A little bit spicier. Online exposing in the industry, aka those people that like cancel people online.
Not hot. We don't need, it's supposed to be positive. You know what I mean? And drama sells, but we could also just choose no one does drama, and then there's no drama to sell. Leave it to,
I agree. Yeah. I bet you those people have the worst karma. Like, I bet they walk outside and, well, birds pooping on you is good karma. They walk outside and they step in dog shit. Like, I just know the universe doesn't like those people, but like, there's a lot of influencers that like love that and follow them. I think they're just scared of them.
It's one of those tough ones, and like, it's a catch-22 because sometimes people do need to be called out if you're being toxic. But ideally, this is like perfect world. No one's toxic. No one's being called out. But at the same time, like, I just couldn't imagine just making so many enemies. Like, I would hate making videos if every day I had to go take someone down. And like,
totally,
I've called out things before. There's a delicate balance. Punch up, not punch down. Like, promote the people doing well instead of hating on the people doing bad. Like, but who knows?
Have you seen that one girl that everybody like cancels on TikTok?
Was that like Liv Schmidt or whatever?
Yeah, I really haven't seen her content, so I don't know what she's necessarily saying. But from the gist I understood was she may, I don't know, have some form of like a disordered eating or like is promoting not healthy eating habits. Is that what you heard as well?
The only ones that come on my For You page is just like a girl eating a good looking meal and saying, eating this to like block the Liv Schmidt or whatever. So like, I was like, I know nothing about her. So I feel like
I'm insinuating that's what they mean from the comments. Cause I just don't have the attention span to watch her videos. But even that, I don't even what if hypothetically that girl is going through something and doesn't see it? And what if that will make it worse, Or maybe it's a marketing scheme. I have no idea. But
I know I've wanted to dive into it. I've wanted to look into it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I always want to fend for someone going through something, but at the same time, let's try and stop promoting. Because if she's promoting things bad and people are doing it, it's like a ripple effect.
Totally. But so it's they have the right, but then
actually, I'm just gonna throw it out there. One of the most toxic things of social media. Everyone's allowed to have a voice, and you should be allowed to say, but you could be promoting an era you're in and not realizing you're in a bad era. And then people are seeing it and but you're going through something, so you might not realize it. And so we all watch it, like the train wreck, like the Nico avocado, that whole drama, everyone's watching this train wreck and you just can't look away. And it's just this reality. I don't even think it's like individuals problems. It's just like a social media problem in general.
Yeah. You worded it very well. Okay. Next up, same product in multiple colors. So say your favorite Lululemon dress, thoughts on having it in multiple colors, hot or not?
Hot if you're actually wearing the multiple colors.
Yeah.
If you're like, I wear the same dress every day, get in multiple colors, wear the same thing every day. But if you just get it to get it, no.
I agree. I feel like this has taken me years because sometimes I'm like, oh, but I love the pink and I love the purple and I love this. And now I'm like, I pretty much wear the same sweatpants, maybe 2 pairs, 2 different colors. I'm happy. 2 different colored leggings. I'm happy, right? I don't need 10 pairs of sweatpants that are blue, purple, pink. Not going to wear them all.
No, there you go.
Okay. Lifting events on social media.
I like it. I love any real life getting people together events like that. Just I feel I love that there's so much community online, but I wish it reflected a bit more offline. So hot take, not enough of them. We need more. There's run clubs, but we need more big events. Think Coachella, but fitnessy. We need lifting events. We need running events. We need yoga events, and just more hype around them and promote it. And everyone actually comes out and get a bunch of influencers together so it actually happens. So I'm very for it.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think sometimes it can seem too exclusive. It needs to be a little more inclusive. Does that make sense? I see it sometimes and I'm like, but why is it only being promoted in one certain way? Why can't we promote it in all different forms?
I guess my rationale would be it should be as big as possible, but exclusive. It appears exclusive. Coachella is exclusive. You know what I mean? You got to get a ticket, but anyone can go to Coachella. It's not exclusive. It's just getting a ticket. I'm not saying people have to buy, but I was like, give it that hype factor so people actually want to go. So they know it's
true.
Give it a cool factor, but cool factor that anyone can go. The Era tour, aside from price. I guess price is the iffy part, but anyone can go. There's nothing stopping people. But everyone wants to go. It's got a cool factor. So I feel if lifting events had the cool factor, sometimes it has to be exclusive, limited 500 spots, sign up. That's my thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm we've been to a few. So it's I do love them. Yeah. But sometimes I'm I could see it being nice to have other forms of exercise or that's more of what I'm getting at of not just you're only cool if you lift really heavy. Because I've been to things like that make me feel extremely uncomfortable for me being me and not being that person. And that's where I'm I bet others feel that way as well. It would deter them. But at the same time, that is what makes it very fun for those people that do like lifting heavy. So I don't know. I could see that's where I'm ooh, is it hot or not? I don't know.
It's hot, but we need more. We need a Pilates one. We need a yoga. We need a hot girl walk. We need a run. We need a sprint. We just need more. We just need more events for fitnessy people.
Yeah. But I do love that people put them on. I think brands that do that, props to them.
So
creating those communities.
So smart.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, steam or sauna? What do you prefer?
Sauna.
Yeah, same. Steam, I'm then I'm all wet. No,
and
at least I'm sweaty.
And it isn't as effective because sauna gets hotter, so it's actually better for you. Seems to be the science. You can't get hot enough in a steam. It's more of steam just feels kind of nice, but like you said, you get gross and sweaty. Sauna is where the health benefits seem to be.
Yeah. Okay. Strength training with free weights.
Oh,
Solely free weights.
yes. Oh, I mean, better as long as you have good form. That's the one nice thing about machines. If your form isn't as good, you're a bit safer, but you're going to get more real life functionality if you use free weights. So I almost exclusively use free weights, except if I'm just being lazy and the dumbbells are taken.
Yeah. So sorry if anybody heard Bentley just hack a hairball. Love that. It's like my thing lit up purple and I was like, oh no, everyone's going to hear this on this mic. Okay, last but not least, monthly clothing drops. Hot or not?
I mean, they gotta. It just depends on like how it's done. I feel it's one of those like Skims did it, and that's why they're so popular. And there's something about, I think a brand can do it well of like come with the seasons and get the new colors of the season, and you kind of stick true to your items, and like, you know, they launch it and wait till things sell out and like not overproduce. So there's a bunch that goes to waste. But at the same time, the brands that like every day it's like new this, new that, new that, this come, and it's like the quality's not there. It's not sustainable. It's just very like something trending on TikTok and the next day Shein has it. Like you, I mean that I'm like, that's too high. But at the same time, it's fall. We do want burnt orange and green. And next fall, if I buy something in season now, like I have so much, I almost next to, that's actually a cool thing about fall. So much was in season last year. It's in season a chunky sweater. So I don't have to re-get it because I got it. So I think it's just the speed and quality assurance to it.
Yeah. Also, shop your color palette. Like,
true.
You know what colors you are, like if you're an autumn, a spring, and then that way it'll always be in because it'll flatter you more, you know, like who's to say a color's in or out where if it looks best on you, like, you know, like I know yellow, like that doesn't look good on me. So I wouldn't buy yellow. I would buy like dark greens, autumn colors, and then you can just reuse them every time. Or blacks, like you do the staple colors. Like I feel like that's good.
Have you done your color analysis?
I'm autumn.
What is autumn? Do you know if you're like the bright, the cool, the warm? You know what I mean? There's like the three in them. Do you know what you are there?
I did it at, oh my gosh, Michael's a summer.
Yeah.
And I'm an autumn. I don't remember what colors. I wish I probably took a picture of everything. She did a whole analysis for us. It was at like a really fun event thing. I don't remember. What is yours?
I'm mainly a bright spring, but I can also be a light spring. And whoa, peace out. Hi, Apple. Just threw out some umbrellas. It was excited about my
You mean
spring.
Balloons?
Yeah, the balloon bubbles. Yes, balloons.
Umbrellas. Oh my god. Are you on the cold medicine?
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, bright spring / light spring, because I'm like warm / neutral, and then there's one summer I can lean into a little, but I'm mainly just a bright light spring.
I love that. Beautiful.
Oh, thank
you. Yep. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Also, did I already say if I forgot to upload the podcast, or were we just talking?
I think it was just us.
Okay, cool. Well, that podcast last week, we're so sorry. It uploaded Monday. So you get 2 this week, which is amazing. Bonus. But all right, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube or leave us a review. Bye.
Bye.